These ugly ads have helped generate over $500,000 in sales. It was not because it was some secret strategy or we just threw money at Zuckerberg. Partly, it was because there's a methodology and a pathway to create winning ads. Look at this chart. Every year, the cost of advertising climbs higher and higher. So if you keep doing what everyone else is doing, the internet will eat you alive, and Meta's Andromeda is gonna eat you alive. So today I'm gonna walk you through our 6-step system for building ads that generate millions for our clients. Let's get into it. Number 1 is deep research that works. Most marketers sit in front of a blank page hoping that something will just work. But 80% of performance comes from the creative, and making ads really begins with who the person is. So every winning ad begins with understanding your who and then their when. If I'm to write an ad for your brand, here's how I do it. Start with who your ideal customer is, not the secondary, but who the product really is for. Then we'll go deeper than their age and their area. We'll look at their income level, their family dynamic, the brands that they love, what motivates them in the morning, what keeps them from converting. And then when they're not browsing for your product, what occupies their time digitally. From this part, you're not done yet. Then we'll give them a photo and a name like Sally the Savvy Shopper. So personifying them allows the strategy to be rooted in the who, not a data set. Here's a kicker. We'll create this person digitally, maybe a new YouTube or an Instagram profile for them using this avatar, and then we'll start browsing. After a couple of days of testing as this avatar, we'd know what the digital environment that this person, like the Sally, the Savvy Shopper, lives in. Outside that, I'd look into the conversations from Reddit, forums, and then competitor product reviews are even valuable because really where people usually rant emotionally, that is a place of gold. We want to make sure that there's no paraphrasing or there's no sugarcoating on whatever they're saying. I think that if you already have the customers, you can just export their customer support notes, or if you have a post-purchase survey form, then getting the results from that and then dropping them into ChatGPT to ask for the top pains, the top trends, really gives you an idea of what the patterns and the digital environment that your avatar lives in. And once you know this is what your ad must resolve around. The second is sell the when. Here's what I mean by that. People decide if they want to buy something or not based on a very, very specific moment in their life. So instead of asking only who would want your product, ask when they would want it. And I'm not just talking about marketing funnels or holiday seasons. No, this is beyond that. I mean, in their own life, at which moment will they regret not buying your product? If you're selling, say, a leather jacket for men, you can break down the who as much as you can, but they will not buy until they realize when they'll regret not buying it. An example is, it could be when they have to be on a date last minute and they may lose the date because they have nothing to throw in quickly. Or is it when they purchase a full leather shoe and they want a jacket to match it? These moments are very, very specific because people don't buy online saying to themselves that I'm a 26-year-old man living in a city with a 9-to-5 tech job and I'm at the bottom of the funnel looking for a great deal on leather jacket. That's not how people shop. So find the who, then find the when. The third one is reformat attention. The internet is chaotic. News feeds look like a tornado. It's made of memes and dramas. So if your ad looks like an ad, it's gonna die. This is actually one of the reasons why I'm very loose on visual branding, because the ultimate goal of an ad is to generate, maintain, and to convert attention. That's why, unfortunately, branded looking ads have little to do with any of these. You need visual and sound interrupts. You've heard the phrasing before. So the first 3 seconds earns the next 3, and that earns the next 3, and so on. Your audience is drowning in sameness. So your job is to give them something that they did not expect. So ask yourself, what other ways can you show the problem? Can you use a metaphor? Can you use an old format and renew it? Can you use humor? Which then brings me to my next point. Number 4 is authenticity over puppets. I can't tell you the amount of ads I've seen in the last 7 days, which is a creator staring in front of the camera saying things like, these are game changers, or this changed my life. Those words should be banned, in my opinion. It's not really the creator's fault. It goes back to the strategist. Most brands write thorough briefs for their creators and expect that they'll just deliver them naturally. They want to control what's being said. What cracks me up even is when they say that the brief has to be delivered naturally. That's like saying act normal, or anytime that you say that, you're inviting the exact opposite. And for full transparency, I also did this in the past, so I'm not the perfect person here, but I've learned. So here's how you deliver authenticity through your creators. Instead of working with creators and writing a brief with 4 hooks and 10 exact lines, loosen up the instructions. Allow them to have some creative freedom. The best winners I've had in the past 60 days are briefs that our creators had as loose briefs. We didn't tell them what to say. We didn't give them a script. We just gave them a goal, a scenario, and just a list of prompts that still gets them to choose how to make the ad. So we just provide an explanation of what the product is and then leave it there. You'll actually be surprised by how creative and smart people can be given the opportunity. And the best thing about all of this is that in the end, it sounds real because it is real. And then number 5 is sell the vacation. I'd say don't sell the flight, sell the vacation. I hate to break it to you, but your entire list of features in your product, your new technology, nobody really cares. They're only as good as the solution that they give. Actually, I have another video on this if you'd like to know more. But the gist of it is that your customers do not really care what the features are. You even see bigger brands doing this all the time, like Apple every year. But spoiler alert on Apple, people rarely buy because of the features of an iPhone or a MacBook. They're buying the peace of mind that it will never lag. They're buying the feeling of reliability. They're buying the status of pulling out the latest and the greatest. So if you're doing under $100 million annually, which I'm 99% sure you are, sell the end result of your product. Make it easy for them to imagine what that looks like. And then number 6 is build your own swap file. Lastly, build this personalized swap file for yourself. Correct me if I'm wrong, you do not have the perfect memory, and you cannot possibly think back to every piece of content and ad or writing that you've consumed in the past. Document everything that hijacks your attention. It could be an ad or a YouTube video or a tweet or even a poster from a bus stop. I personally have a swipe file within my own computer and my phone throughout the day. Every time that something catches my eye, I screenshot it or I save it. I always ask myself, like, why was I attracted by that? I highly recommend just using something really accessible, like your Notes app, and just adding everything there. You can even use your Facebook folder when you save something, or even just your phone's app. The tool doesn't really matter. You are training your brain to recognize patterns that work. If it catches your attention, chances are it's catching other people's attention too. And that is an important data point. This is why later you can look back and remix these ideas instead of just staring at a blank page. So when you combine all of these, you can create ads that perform on repeat. And if you want to learn everything I know about building ads for 7 to 9 figure businesses, check out the next video. I dive into the psychology behind marketing that consistently works.